Morning, everyone. Thanks very much for joining me for this morning Hatha practice. So it's going to be sort of a general class with a little bit of everything in there. It will be around 30 minutes. And it is a pretty gentle class, but even so, it's just really important that you're kind of tuning in with how you feel today and making sure that you kind of back out of anything that doesn't feel quite right this morning. So one of the things that we're always trying to do is sort of turn our practice into a bit of a moving meditation. So we want to always try and use our breath as a bit of an anchor just to bring our awareness back as we move through the practice. So I'll just wait a couple more seconds just to see if anyone else wants to join. Hopefully we're not going to have any connection issues this morning. And I am just going to have to move the camera a little bit as we move, just to make sure that you can see me in the space. Okay, lovely. So if you want to just start by coming into a standing posture. So we're going to start standing this morning. So just bringing your feet about hip distance apart. Keeping the knees nice and soft so you don't have to completely kind of lock through the knees. And then just bringing your hands together at heart center. And we're just going to start kind of center our awareness, settle the body for practice, and just arrive on the mat before we start. So you're just going to take a deep inhalation, circle the arms all the way up overhead, and exhale, bring the hands back through the center line. Inhaling, really sweeping the arms wide, looking all the way up. And exhale, bringing the hands down the center line. Deep inhalation, bringing the arms wide. And exhale, bringing the hands down center. And just moving in time with your own breath, really leading the movement from the breath. Really matching the pace of your movement with your inhalation and exhalation. And just feel as though you're really centering yourself, bringing your awareness inwards. Just taking a moment just to settle yourself, letting go of whatever you were doing before the class. And just setting the intention to really give yourself the next 30 minutes, just to bring all your awareness to yourself and your practice. So just taking one more here, and this time ending with your arms all the way up. And just taking hold of your right wrist with your left arm and leaning all the way over to the right. Inhaling back to center and exhaling all the way over to the left. And then coming back to center, we're just going to warm up the legs. So I'm going to mirror you here. So you're just going to lift up the right knee, holding the right knee in, and just take some circles with the ankles. Just circling the ankle one way, coming back the other way. And then bringing that ankle over the opposite thigh. We're just going to bend down into a hamstring stretch. So not worrying if you're a bit wobbly, if you fall out of this pose, just bringing yourself back in, warming up the hips. And then gently rising back to standing, bringing that right foot back behind the body, really opening it into the shoulders, stretching the quad. And then releasing that right foot down, maybe just shaking through the legs. And then repeating on the other side. So just lifting the left knee now, hugging in that left knee and just circling through the ankle. So just taking rolls one direction, coming back the other way. And then crossing that ankle on top of the opposite thigh, just squatting down again into a nice little hip opener. So just pushing your bum out, squatting yourself down, stretching into the glute and the hip. And then inhaling, bringing yourself back up, coming into the quad stretch. So just bringing that left foot behind, taking hold of the foot with both hands, really opening into the shoulders. Breathing deeply here. And then gently releasing that foot. So I'm just mirroring you again here. So you're just going to step your right foot forward, bring the left foot back, and we're going to come into warrior on the right side. So you just want to make sure that the heel of your right foot is in line with the center of your left foot and that your back toes are very slightly tucked in. So keeping both legs straight, you're going to bring your arms all the way up to shoulder height and then exhale, bending through that front knee. And then you might need to just shuffle your toes forward because you just want to make sure that the knee doesn't bend over the ankle. So you want to keep a straight line from knee all the way down to ankle. So just taking a moment to find your position. And then coming back to your breath. So really grounding down through the feet, really pushing down through the outside of that back foot, making sure both feet are really strong and steady and grounded. Breathing deeply here. Just releasing any unnecessary holding in the shoulders, just relaxing the shoulders down. And then just inhaling, we're just going to reverse the warrior. So lifting your right hand up, left hand goes back, and then exhale, coming over that front leg, resting your forearm on the bent leg, and looking all the way up to ceiling. Taking a couple of deep breaths here. Inhaling, coming all the way back up, and then straightening that front leg. We're going to come straight into side angle. So you're just going to hinge forward, coming over that front leg, either resting your hand on the thigh, on the shin, lifting your left arm all the way up, and breathing deeply here. And then inhaling, coming all the way to standing, releasing the arms, releasing the legs, just shaking through the shoulders. And then repeating on the other side. So turning that left foot out, right foot comes slightly in. Just taking a moment to find your alignment. Taking a deep inhalation, lifting the arms up, and exhale, bending through that front leg. And again, you might just need to shuffle your toes ever so slightly forward, just to make sure that knee is not bending over the line of the ankle. And then gazing over that left arm. Breathing deeply here. Relaxing through the shoulders. Really grounding down through the feet, making sure that you're pushing evenly in all parts of both feet. Lengthening through the fingertips. And then inhaling, we're just going to reverse the warrior on this side. So bringing that back arm down, front arm up. And then exhaling, coming over the bent knee, resting the forearm there, looking all the way up to the ceiling. Taking a couple of deep breaths here. And then inhaling, coming all the way up, releasing, or keeping the arms out, we'll come straight into side angle on this side. So just hinging forward, bringing that front arm down, looking all the way up to the fingertips. Taking a couple of deep breaths here. And then inhaling, bringing yourself back to standing, releasing the arms, and just turning both feet in. So you're just bringing your toes so they're slightly turned inward, keeping the legs as wide as you can, bringing the hands onto the hips. And just taking a deep inhalation here, then exhaling, just folding over the legs, bringing your hands down onto the mat. And again, maybe you can bring your legs a little bit wider. And then you're just going to fold here. So just really allowing the head to weigh down, gently releasing through the neck, keeping a micro bend in the knees and really lifting the tailbone up towards the sky as you would in down dog. Taking a couple of deep breaths here. And then grounding your left hand down, lifting your right arm all the way up to the ceiling, twisting to the right, breathing deeply here. Opening into the chest. Exhale, releasing that right arm down, planting the palm on the floor, switching sides. So lifting that left arm all the way up, twisting to the left. Exhaling, releasing that left arm down, planting both palms on the floor. And then you're just going to heel toe your feet together. So we're just going to come into a forward fold. So bringing your feet to hip distance apart, holding on to opposite sides of the elbows, bending your knees as much as you need to, and really lifting your tailbone to the sky. Allowing your head to hang heavy. And just breathing deeply here, really releasing into this fold. And then just stay there for a few breaths. I'm just going to move the camera just because we're going to be coming down to the mat. So just releasing into that forward fold, really allowing the head to hang heavy. And then from here, just bringing your fingertips down to the mat, crouching yourself all the way down and just very gently bringing yourself down to a seated position. So from here, just keeping the knees bent, the feet are grounded on the floor, knees a hip distance apart, hands are just at the top of the shins under the knees. We're just going to come into a seated cat-cow. So you're just going to inhale, bring your chest forward towards your knees. And as you exhale, roll down, bringing the chin to the chest. Inhale, coming forward, lifting the chest. And exhale, rolling yourself down, tucking the chin to the chest. Just continuing in time with your own breath. Inhaling, exhaling deeply. And just taking one more here. So inhaling, coming up. Exhaling, rolling down. And then bringing yourself back to center. So from here, you're just going to walk your knees and your feet together, keeping the knees bent. And then you're just going to bring your fingertips down onto the mat and gently tilt onto your tailbone, lifting your shins to 90 degrees. So they're parallel to the floor. Really engaging your abdominals here, pulling your belly button to the spine, and then lifting your arms to 90 degrees. So just coming into boat pose, keeping the shoulders down and relaxed, and breathing deeply here. So if this feels like enough for you, you can stay here. If you want to come a bit deeper, you can just try straightening the legs, engaging those abdominals a bit more. Breathing deeply here. Taking one more deep breath. And then very gently releasing the legs down, coming back up and just coming into cosmic egg. So just hugging around your knees, lifting your toes, giving yourself a big squeeze. And then just moving into Vajrasana or hip opener. So just bringing your heels as close to your seat as feels comfortable. So the further away the feet are, the gentler the stretches. So just finding the place that feels most comfortable for you today. And then again, we're just going to start by opening our feet like we're opening a book. So just bringing the thumbs to the soles of the feet, just gently opening, and you'll just feel a little stretch in the hips. And then clasping our hands around the toes, bringing the soles of the feet together, and just gently fluttering our knees like a butterfly. And then very gently coming back to stillness. And then just folding over the legs. So just using the shoulders to gently push down on the shins. Really rounding through the back now, tucking the chin into the chest. Taking a couple of deep breaths here. One more deep breath. And then inhaling, just rolling yourself all the way back up. Using your hands just to bring your knees back to center. And then bringing yourself over onto all fours. So just bringing the knees under the hips, the hands under the shoulders. Just taking a moment to find your position. And then just moving through our cat stretch. So just inhaling, lifting the tailbone, lifting the head, look up. And exhale, rounding through the shoulders, bringing the chin to the chest, pushing down through the hands. Inhale, lifting from the tailbone, moving vertebrae by vertebrae. And exhale, rounding through the shoulders, arching through the back. And just taking one more here in time with your own breath. Or very gently bringing yourself back to a neutral spine. So from here, we're just going to open into the shoulders. So just start by taking your right arm, threading it under the left and coming all the way down onto the right side of the face. So you can either keep your palm of the left hand planted down if this feels quite strong for you. If you want to go a bit deeper into the left shoulder blade, then you can bring that arm all the way out, flattening and straightening through the arm. Or you can wrap the arm all the way around the back of the body, coming into a twist. So just taking a moment to find the version that feels good for you today. And we're just going to hold this for a few breaths. So finding a position that you can maintain. And then bringing yourself back to your breath. Really tuning into that inhalation and exhalation. Really feeling the breath moving in and out of the body. Seeing if you can release a little bit on the exhalation. Really sinking into the posture. And just taking one more deep breath on this side. And then gently walking your left hand back from whatever position you've been in, planting down through that left palm, pushing yourself back up to tabletop. And then repeating on the other side. So taking the left arm, threading it under the right, bringing the left side of the face down. And again, just finding your option of choice. So either extending through the fingertips, wrapping that right arm around the back, or just using the right hand for support. And then sinking into the twist. Bringing yourself back to your breath. Really seeing if you can just let go on the exhalation. Just trying to relax and sink down as much as you can into the posture. Taking a couple more deep breaths here. And then walking that right hand all the way back, pushing down through the right palm, coming back to tabletop. And then from here, we're going to push up to down dog. So just bringing yourself to your down dog, making any adjustments you need. Keeping the knees as bent as you need to really lift the tailbone up, extending through the arms, grounding down through the palms. And then just pedaling through the feet. So just working into the hamstrings, bringing alternate heels to the mat. And then coming back to stillness. Just inhaling, lifting that left leg up, keeping the hips in line. And then exhaling, stepping the left foot through, coming down onto the back knee, bringing yourself into a low lunge. And again, you just want to make sure that the knee is not coming over the line of the ankle. So you might, again, just need to shuffle your feet forward just to get your alignment right. And then taking a couple of breaths here, making sure your hips are centered. And then planting that right palm down, lifting the left fingertips all the way up, twisting to the left, looking up to the ceiling. And then just taking big circles with the arm. So bringing the arm all the way around, really opening into the shoulder, big arm circles. And then taking the arm the other way, so just turning the other way. Opening into the chest and the shoulder. And then next time you bring your fingertips down, just coming back into your low lunge. And then we're going to inhale, lifting the arms up, keeping the gaze ahead and slightly down, opening into the chest. And then bringing the hands, just one palm on top of the other, keeping the shoulders back, placing the hands on the thighs. Breathing deeply here. And then inhaling, bringing the arms back up, exhaling, hands either side of the foot. And then stepping back to down dog. Finding your position again, pedaling through the feet. And then repeating on the other side. So inhaling, lifting that right leg up, and exhaling, stepping the right hand through, bringing the left knee down, coming into a low lunge. Taking a moment to find your alignment here. And then grounding down through that left palm, lifting the right fingertips up, twisting to the right. Breathing deeply here. And then circling the arms, so taking big wide circles, opening into the shoulders and the chest. And then reversing the movement. Big circles the other way. And this time, when you bring your fingertips down, just coming back into your low lunge, taking a deep breath here. And then grounding down through that front foot, lifting the arms up. Deep breath here. And then bringing one hand on top of each other down onto the thigh, bringing the shoulders back, grounding down through that front foot. Sinking into the lunge. Inhaling, bringing the arms up, hands back, either side of the foot, and then stepping back to down dog. Taking a couple of deep breaths here, really lifting your tailbone to the sky, really lengthening through the arms, really pushing down through all parts of your palms. And then bringing your knees down to the mat. You're just going to walk your hands forward. So we're moving into melting heart pose. So the bum stays up in the air, the hands come as further forward as you can, and then you melt your forehead down to the mat. So there should be space between your chest and the mat. Just opening into the shoulders. Taking a couple of deep breaths here. And then very gently walking your hands back, bringing yourself back to tabletop, and then just gently, in a way which feels most comfortable for you, just lowering yourself all the way down onto your front. So just bringing your arms wide in cactus, separating the feet, just taking a couple of natural breaths in crocodile. So just letting go of your long breathing, just allowing the whole body just to let go into the floor. Just taking a moment to absorb the benefit of those postures. And then gently just bringing your chin onto the mat, bringing your feet back together. The hands are clasped behind the back. And you're just going to inhale, lift the upper body up, opening into the shoulders. And either staying here, or if you want to come a bit deeper, just lifting the feet as well. Really lengthening through the legs, pointing through the toes. Breathing deeply here. And then gently releasing the legs, releasing the upper body, and just rolling yourself all the way onto your back, just for the final few postures here. So just bringing your heels as close to your seat as you can, keeping your knees hip distance apart. We're just going to come up into bridge pose. So just grounding your back very gently into the mat, tucking your abdominals in. So just bringing the belly button gently towards the spine so that your back feels nice and flat on the mat. You're going to take a deep inhalation, lifting your hips as high as you can bring them, chucking your chin into the chest, just making sure that the knees don't splay out, but really grounding down through all parts of the feet to keep the knees in line with the toes. And when you're at your maximum, you can clasp your hands under your body and then just walk your shoulders in a little bit more, just to give yourself a bit of extra lift. And we're just going to take 3 deep breaths here. So just one more deep breath. And then on your next exhalation, releasing the clasp of the hands, rolling yourself all the way back down to the mat. Gently hugging the knees in, lifting the nose to the knees, Rounding through the shoulders, taking a deep breath here. And then releasing the feet, keeping the feet and the knees together. Bringing the arms up overhead, so just holding on to opposite wrists if that feels good. Or if this is quite strong on the shoulders, you can just come into cactus. So just finding a position that feels good for your shoulders. Taking a deep inhalation here. And then exhaling, just turning your knees over to the right, sending the head to the left, coming into a reclining twist. And just starting to really release now in this final posture. Letting go of any holding in the shoulders, any holding in the face. Just allowing the whole body to sink into the pose. Really feeling the breath moving into the chest and the abdomen. Just resting your awareness on that gentle rise and fall of the breath in the body. Taking a couple more breaths here. And then inhaling, bringing your knees and your head back to center. And just coming to twist on the other side. So knees over to the left if you twisted before, to the right. Head in the opposite direction. And just coming back to your breath. Really using that exhalation just to release and relax and sink down into the pose. Relaxing the face and the shoulders. And just bringing your awareness gently to your breath. Just feeling the breath washing through the body. Taking a couple more breaths here. And then inhaling, bringing the knees and the head back to center. Just gently releasing the arms down by the side. Hugging your knees into your chest. And then gently bringing the hands onto the thighs. Just rolling yourself up to seated. Gently bringing your hands together at heart center. Closing down the eyes. Rubbing your palms together. Generating heat and energy between the hands. You're feeling that warmth building between the palms. Gently placing the palms over the eyes, feeling the warmth of the hands on the face. Gently moving the hands away, and slowly opening your eyes. So thank you, everyone. It was lovely to practice with you. As always, if you've got any feedback or if there are any classes that you'd like to see going forward, then do just drop me a message and I will be very happy to accommodate as best I can. I hope you all have wonderful days and that you can take some of this stillness and feeling of being centered with you throughout the rest of the day. Thanks very much. Bye.